Do you remember, Ali, that night when we were on the bus? We were in Yulee, Florida. We stopped to get some food. It was a Jim Crow diner. They threw Houdini out, and you didn't go in.
I told him not to go at first. I told him not to go because I can tell. I went in first, and the man said something about we don't serve Negroes. I said, yes, sir, I'm sorry. And I went because we who are Muslims don't believe in enforcing our places of self.
And you said to Houdini that night, you said, you're following Martin Luther King and people like that, and you're wrong, did you not?
No, I don't remember saying that. And I didn't mention him. I'm sure I didn't. I said.
But I think you said something about that wasn't the way to go about it.
Well, I said if the man don't want you there, and this is his restaurant, and if he hates you that much to put you out or to shoot his own white brother to keep you out, there's a possibility that vanilla milkshake he won't. When he go back to fix it, he could, spit in it. And I'm sure if somebody spit in the milkshake and mix it up, you couldn't see it. And I don't see why you have to be sick mentally to want to force yourself into places where you're not wanted. You see the man hate you. You see they don't want you down here. I want you to leave him alone. We're going somewhere else. He said, no, I'm going in. I'm an American. I'm American. I got a right to go. I said, well, come on out. I bet y'all come out with what I want. 5 minutes later, he came out with nothing. They should treat me like that. I'm a man. I said, I told you to leave the people alone. They didn't want you. You just make yourself look like a fool. So we went on down the street, another white restaurant. We could eat in. Right, yeah. We could eat in. Yeah. And we don't believe in forcing ourselves on white people.
Do you hate the whites?
No, sir. We don't hate
Why has that grown up, do you suppose, that the Muslims
this is
are
false
hate
propaganda to scare Negroes, to keep them from coming, because Negroes by nature love their enemy. They pray for those who use them. Negroes by nature don't hate nobody. And so if they can make people think that we're a hate group, that'll frighten them. But we don't hate white people. We know white people. We know the history of white people. For an example, if a tiger broke in this room now, I would beat you getting out. If a rattlesnake broke in here, I'd beat you getting off of this stage. I don't hate rattlesnakes. I don't hate tigers. I just know I can't get along with them. After learning the nature of the snake and the tiger, I don't want to try to eat with him or sleep with him because I know that he might bite me. So now that
you don't think that we can ever get along. I think that was your point with Martin Luther King.
I know whites and blacks cannot get along. This is nature. This getting worse every day. The latest government fact-finding committee just said that things are becoming to be separate, just two societies, black and white. That's what we've been telling you, separation. Now the government admits that that's coming. White women have got gun clubs all over the country. Should learn how to shoot at black targets. Understand they're making guns that'll shoot through brick walls just to get Negroes. And
do you believe that?
I know it. I said Mayor Daley on Chicago, I think, somebody ordered helicopters or something just with these rats and rotating machine guns on them, and they breeding dogs that just attack black people, all kind of spray and mist and banana slicking.
Well, what are you going to do now as one of the prominent black persons and a person who can be a leader and that you
I'm not going to be a leader.
What is your role in this perhaps civil war, as people call it?
I can't be a leader, but I can tell them about the leader. All I can tell them is to join on to their own kind, accept their own kind, join on to the true religion, which is Islam, join on to the Muslim teachings, which is taught to us by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the honest black man preaching the truth to black people. Clean up your own neighborhoods, do something for yourself, quit begging to integrate and beg to separate.
Ali?
Well, if number one, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the religion of Islam, has given me a beautiful name, Muhammad Ali, which has connected me with some 56 Muslim countries. I have 56 government invitations. This is why Washington won't let me go to Japan to fight, because the prosecuting attorney there came to Houston and told the judge that if we let this man leave, he might not come back because he has 600 million Muslim brothers that would gladly make him a millionaire fugitive. So this is what it's done to me, where I used to try to get love of whites and beg to be with whites, and now I can go sit with kings in Egypt, Lebanon, Syria, Pakistan, Indonesia, Saudi Arabia. This has taught me a knowledge of myself, taught me to love and respect my own people, taught me to marry and my own women, all great Negroes.
But you're obviously not uncomfortable with whites. I don't think
I'm uncomfortable.
Are you uncomfortable with me right now?
No, I'm comfortable. I'm real comfortable with you. Of course, I know how far to go with you. I'm not going to go home with you now and flirt with your daughter. I'm not going to try to push you out of your suburb. I integrate so far. See, we don't. That's why I like Governor Wallace. He tells the truth about things like that.
You like George Wallace?
Yes, sir. That truth he tells, we like. He tells the truth.
You believe that?
I see him telling the truth.
You don't believe he's been a tough influence in this country and a bad influence?
Well, I don't agree with everything nobody say, but I like what he say when he says that Negroes shouldn't force themselves in the white neighborhoods, and white people shouldn't have to move out of the neighborhoods just because one Negro comes. If they don't want to sell the house to him, he shouldn't, and that makes sense. If a person don't want you, why do you want to push yourself on him? And Wallace is admitting that this ain't right, and let the people do what they want to do. They need local government where they can decide what they want to do in their own community, and just don't make some northern so-called liberal come in and bust the neighborhood up, and they all have to pack up and go somewhere else and always be.
Well, what would you say for your people? They're living in deplorable conditions in Chicago now. They're living in terrible conditions in Chicago.
This is all over the world living in terrible conditions. This is why Elijah Muhammad teaches us that they need some land of their own where they can produce and build their own homes, schools, factories, and hospitals, since they're suffering and been turned away from many whites, and get some land. Since we helped build America to be fit to the richest states on the planet, fought in all American wars to help maintain and uphold the government, why not should we have some of the land where we can build and construct? Negroes are doctors, Negroes are lawyers, physicians, mechanics, plumbers, electricians. Why not? Can we go somewhere now and build a future for our children such as other people? Why should we just remain beggars and employees?
When Muhammad Ali spoke about segregation, he didn't echo the mainstream civil rights message of integration. He believed something deeper, something rooted in self-respect, survival, and knowledge of history. To Ali, forcing yourself into a place where you're hated made no sense. He told a story of walking into a Jim Crow diner, being told, "We don't serve Negroes," and responding with calm refusal, not resistance, not out of fear, but out of principle. Why force yourself into the hands of someone who hates you? He said. You don't know what they'll put in your food. You could get spit in a milkshake and never know it. That was Ali's logic. Don't beg to be accepted. Build your own. Ali didn't believe in hating white people. He made that clear. He said he doesn't hate tigers or rattlesnakes, but he knows their nature and he doesn't want to sleep beside them. It wasn't about revenge. It was about survival and self-respect. And he had reason to feel that way. Black people were still being denied homes, jobs, safety, and dignity. Meanwhile, white Americans were benefiting from systems built on the labor and suffering of black people. Ali's view was simple. Black people need land, ownership, power, something of their own. Not to beg for a seat at someone else's table, but to build their own table, a home, an economy, a future. He credited the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Islam for giving him that pride and that clarity. It connected him to over 50 Muslim nations. It gave him a name, Muhammad Ali, that gave him global respect when America wanted to deny him even basic rights. He saw integration as begging. He saw it as asking to live next door to someone who didn't want you there. Why force yourself into white neighborhoods if they don't want to sell to you? He asked. Why keep pushing when they push back? Ali's vision was rooted in empowerment, not hate. He wanted black people to build their own businesses, neighborhoods, schools, and hospitals. And he reminded us, no people can be free without land, without food, without the power to take care of themselves.